Okay, so I've received this video 3 times now since it came out. On the 3rd time of receiving it, I said, you know what? Let me watch this video and see what's going on. As I get halfway through the video, I started to understand why the video was being sent. So I thought to myself, you know what? Let's make a video about this, man, because people, the beautiful thing about the internet, yeah, is that when you upload a video, as long as you don't delete it, it's there. You can go to the video and look at the date and look at exactly what was said in the video. So this video came from Jamaica. It's called Trap Dancehall Not Making Waves Behind the Caribbean. Now, back in 2023, we did a podcast episode, which we're going to go back in time in a minute. And in this podcast episode, we were speaking about the decline, the rapid decline of dancehall. We also spoke about the rapid growth of Afrobeats. Now, in this show, which we're going to go back to in a minute, people, so you'll be able to see it, we were giving example after example as to why dancehall was on the rapid decline. I believe it is very fair. I believe it came from the heart. I think it was a very good episode. I'm not sure why it's not on the channel anymore, but it was a very good episode. Now, fast forward to 2025, March to be exact, they released this short video from TVJ in Jamaica. They've put it up on YouTube now, and they're essentially saying the exact same thing that we were saying back in 2023. The only difference is that we don't live in Jamaica. Now, when we said these things, a blog page in the UK, shout out Made You Think, took a clip from it and posted it up. When this clip went up, it harnessed like about 80,000 views. With that 80,000 views came a lot of private DMs where people were attacking us. Not to mention in the comments, I'd say 95% of people were attacking us for what we were saying. And what we were saying is that the subject matter of dancehall was ridiculous now. They were following the USA. You'll see it in a minute. I don't even need to go into it. When we said these things, we were met with calls of being traitors to the culture, of publicly shaming the culture. We were also being told that it wasn't true. Even though we provided examples in the commentary, we were told that it wasn't true and that you had to look for the good music coming out of Jamaica. Fast forward to 2025, March to be exact, TVJ now released this, which we are going to react to. Now, for me, the only issue comes in with things like this when you back up what you're saying with examples and people still do not listen. Now Jamaica finds itself in a place that may take 20 years to get out of. Jamaica is one of the most influential places on planet Earth historically. Generation after generation, legends are produced out of the island of Jamaica. The reason for that is because whether you're in the diaspora or whether you live in Jamaica, you are a trendsetter. Globally, Jamaicans are trendsetters. Anytime Jamaicans are not trendsetters is when they lose their identity. And dancehall started to follow the ways of the Americans, the FBAs, the African Americans. In turn, what that meant is the world didn't want that from Jamaica. And the world took its attention away from Jamaica to the point now where we've seen the rapid growth of Afrobeats because there was a void to be filled. So let's get into this thing, man. Matter of fact, quickly, TVJ, don't flag this video, please, because usually this would just be on Patreon. Don't flag this video because this is something that is important.
At home. Hi, I am Debbie. New school dance hall, all the rage, but not making waves beyond the Caribbean. What's stopping it? And what's at stake for one drop? as reggae falters where it first began.
Trap dancehall dominant at home and in the Caribbean. The soundtrack of a generation drawn to the messaging and lifestyle of the rap world, and a generational departure from the beats and bounce that made stars of
now
the
remember this,
Bounty Killer and Beat.
Just before we continue, people, remember this, that man in the diaspora was saying this years ago. Man was saying, we actually done a thing, yeah. Shout out Wayne Irie from Brum, yeah. DJ Wayne Irie, big up. We actually done a thing with him back in 2014 called the Dancehall Cleanup Campaign. Now, I ain't going to go through and try and search for the footage and all of that. But if you was about then, you remember. And that's when, that's a prominent DJ of the older generation in Brum. Me and Stephen linked up with him. And we interviewed artists like Lady Saw, Frankie Paul, rest in peace, different guys. And we're basically trying to find out how dancehall could find its place again before it was too late. So this is why we were so passionate about this.
Man, not to mention Shabba Ranks, Shaggy and Sean Paul, DJs whose music also had mainstream appeal and sold platinum records. But if dancehall spoke to markets beyond the Jamaican diaspora, trap from Jamaica still playing catch-up. The slack taken up by easy listening, infectious music out of Africa, while at home the beat goes on. On the lyrics talking about scamming and chopping, and making a virtue, possibly ironic, of being fully duns. Give me a frank assessment of your understanding of fully duns.
Fully done, I think that they're saying that you don't have to care, just do what you do. And I think that that's a bad assessment. You need to have a sense of responsibility on what your music represents in society. I understand that certain music represents a reflection of our society. Ghetto and suffering and violence, we can never get rid of
These
that.
These are OGs in the game.
But I think that as somebody that is rising above that, hence you see where Cartel had to be incarcerated for 13 years, what he went through. And if you listen to him speak now, you can see that it is a man that is rehabilitated.
For his Gaza fans, Cartel's rehabilitation tantamount to the arrival of a comet, and just what the dancehall doctor ordered.
Everybody has a sort of blueprint for Jamaican music to re-engage with the foreign market, for the international space to recognize what we used to bring to the scene, but don't seem to be bringing to the scene anymore. What's your blueprint?
Okay, we do bring it to the scene, and I'll give you Fever sold gold in 2016, sold silver in England, and I was in prison at the time, so I sold 200,000 copies in the United Kingdom, sold 500,000 copies in the United States, so did Charlie Black, so did Popcorn. So dancehall is still there, so to speak, but I think what's beating dancehall music is sheer numbers. 3 million people in Jamaica, maybe 2 million in the diaspora, versus a Nigeria. 200 million.
All right, pause it there, people. Pause it there. So, hear what Cartel just said. He said there's 3 million people in Jamaica and maybe 2 million in the diaspora. He's just listed that as a reason as to why the music is not where it once was. He also gave an example of Nigeria having the numbers of 200 million. But people, this makes sense for me. So what about in the 90s, in the 80s, in the 90s, in the 2000s? Jamaica still had probably even less numbers. Nigeria had the same numbers. So why was the influence there then? The reason it died is because the quality died, the content died. If that content didn't die, Jamaica would still have its musical identity. That's a fact. It died because it lost its identity. That's why it died. That's why it died. It had nothing to do with numbers. Nothing to do with numbers. What was being produced from the island was not being produced anywhere else in the world. Those days are behind us now. And the reason those days are behind us is because of a man following the ways of the States. These are just facts, and people, we're gonna go back to the flashback. We're gonna do two things actually. We're gonna go back to the Express Truth flashback after we finish reviewing this, and then we're gonna play some footage when Express Truth was on stage in Jamaica. So let's keep this thing going.
I think what we're losing out on is just the sheer numbers, but the influence
Not true.
is there, and I think
Not
the
true.
music
Influence
is
ain't
doing
there either.
amazing stuff, and I believe in the kids now, the new generation of artists, what they want to call it trap dancehall. I believe in them, and I know they're going to do amazing things.
No,
No one's cracking Billboard.
Hold on, sorry there, people. I know we just reacting. If you want to watch this full thing, it will be linked down below. Please, again, TVJ, don't flag us because this is important. This is important. So he says he believes in this current crop of artists. People, there are good artists that are out there. Like I do like Chronic Law. I think he's one of the better artists that are currently out there. But this current crop are not going to break the global market with the music that they're putting out now. These are the facts. This is a man who grew up in this thing. They're not going to break the market. This is why I left a comment on this video and I says, these men on the island need to start linking up with the diaspora, because we've been saying this for years. We've been saying this for years that the music was dying, but we were ignored. And now I can't tell what he's saying here is not true. This current crop won't do anything globally. The only way to fix the problem that's going on with this is to now, the newer guys need to be mentored. They need to be mentored and they need to be selling the culture of what used to be sold before. If they get that back, they'll get it back at a point, but that could take 20 years, these are all things that we said in the podcast episode, which we will get to in a minute, folks.
Except Skilly Bang with Crocodile Teeth. The remix with Nicki Minaj spending 1 week on the top 100 in 2021.
JR, when did the trap sound emerge in Jamaica?
Trap had its moment 2018 with Ragging King, Tough. That song took over the Caribbean. It was the moment people started to pay attention to the genre as something emerging out of the original dancehall.
In 2025, why hasn't trap dancehall spread beyond Jamaica and the Caribbean?
The genre is yet to see its superstar.
We'll break it down right now. And this was said in that podcast episode, and I'll say it again right now. The reason trap dancehall has not broken any global barriers is because why does someone need a copy when they can get the original thing? So why is a man going to listen to a man in Yard when he can go to the source, which is Chicago? London drill built its own identity, but Yard drill is just not what mans in Yard do. It's just not what man in Yard do. That's why it hasn't caught on, because it's not who Jamaicans are. It's as simple as that. When you had man like Louis Rankin and all them kind of man that were in Belly, why did you think that their character was so legendary? Because they played who they were. Louis Rankin, that was original. He weren't trying to be like a Yankee in that film. He wasn't trying to be anything but a yard man in that, which is why the character is so legendary. We could go into other examples. That's just one. Look how much man sampled Ox. Look how much Americans copied Ox. Look how that one part, enough man don't even know who Louis Rankin actually is outside of that role in Belly. Enough man don't even know, but when he played that role, he was playing a yard man that you just knew it was an original thing. Like DMX was going into his world, opposed to him being in DMX's world. And that's why that film worked, because it was FBA alongside Jamaicans. Everyone was being themselves. No one weren't pretending to be anything other than what they was. And that's why that movie worked so well and why it stood the test of time. When you look at Shotters, that was Jamaicans who were in America. That's why that movie worked as well. Everyone had their own identity. It wasn't nobody pretending to be anything that they was not. But with trap dancehall, man are pretending to be something they are not. And that's why it hasn't caught on globally. These are the facts, people. Man can either accept it or reject it. But the facts are, this is why TVJ and these men are making shows like this now. When the diaspora have been saying this for a long time.
Had its superstar Bob Marley took reggae to the world. Shaggy and Sean Paul took dancehall to the world. Shabba too. Rocksteady, Alton Ellis, Desmond Dekker, they took that to the world. Trap is yet to have their superstar that will put the genre to the world. Trap dancehall also emerged during the era of streaming. Artists can now press one button and their music is all over the Caribbean, all over the world. And because of that,
but you know what? With everything my man's saying here, though, yeah, with everything that my man's saying here, why isn't Afrobeats affected by this then? Afrobeats ain't been affected by the streaming era or none of that. They've actually gotten their popularity during this time, their mainstream global popularity during this time. So what this brother's saying, it's not true. It ain't true.
Big streamers without big hits. So the hits happen in the Caribbean, but when you go to France, when you go to the UK, the US, no one knows the song because people are consuming the music that they are interested in, region by region.
And it doesn't seem in those markets to be trap dancehall.
I'm gonna keep it real as well, you know. I'm gonna say something right now. Enough man ain't probably gonna even want to hear this. But right now, the Trinidadians are creating better dancehall than the Jamaicans. Man's like Prince Swanee and that. They're creating proper dancehall that sounds good, that actually sounds good. This is correct. Go just type in Prince Swanee, listen to his music, just listen to, he's still got that. You see what I mean? And Trini's kind of building their own identity. And that's why these islands are emerging and gaining so much popularity, because people are looking for that feeling. People are searching for it.
Sell the genre like Shabba sold dancehall, like Sean Paul sold dancehall, like Bob, Peter Tosh, Bunny sold reggae.
I would like to show some of the producers, young producers for this trap. I can just do a remix, a reggae remix of them, you know, and use the same voice. Use elements of the same rhythm. If I get the files and just make it reggae and show them so them can make this, how it can be done. I think it would last longer, but they're not aware that it can be done.
Respected reggae arranger Clive Hunt not writing off any genre, but wonders at the seeming lack of interest in anything outside a narrow scope of listening.
You said it right, in the lack of curiosity. Because they make quick money, easy money, is like scamming. When they call it chop, they just make a quick money source so nobody don't want to know no more. So no, man, good. The same thing applies to the music. When they do these things, they just get an artist and then bust quick and just say some things where attract attention. When they must sing about guns, drugs, women, roses.
Big up this OG still, but these are things that we said in that podcast episode. And just to reiterate people, when this came out, we were heavily attacked because it was said that, you know, what we were saying weren't true, etc., which is why I think it's important to have the conversation, because now you're actually seeing the actual mans in Jamaica are saying this now, and you're seeing the big mans like guys from Morgan Heritage and all these different OGs in the game are now saying the same thing, because they can see that the legacy that they've built is slowly dying. They're starting to see that now.
Thing like so. The train line, I make too many curves. Now with all me and what we do, we have to find curves. And we shape the curve too. Because we want to make it run for a long while longer.
Gramps Morgan of Morgan Heritage also talks about lending a helping hand and widening musical horizons.
There's a sense that we can present our music without it being disrespectful or aggressive. The mentorship is not just sitting down and me trying to tell you what to do. Still be yourself, but let me show you how it can be.
Remember, you see these guys, let me just pause this here. Let me just pause this here. You see, like these kind of man like Morgan Heritage and that, yeah, when they used to come to Brum back in the day, I'm talking like right up until like 2016, them times, like, because since then I ain't really been in the game like that around it, but back then when they would come here, it was a guaranteed sellout every time. Berry Salmon, guaranteed sellout every time. Sanchez, guaranteed sellout every time. Luciano, guaranteed sellout every time. This is just facts. Capleton, you can name any of these guys, Sizzler. If they come It's a guaranteed sellout, but who can you say that about with the new generation? So maybe some of this mentoring is just a little bit too late, because back in, I think it was 2013, I think it was, when Gage made a song called Down in Your Throat. This is when these OGs should have been showing their self and saying, yo, that kind of message can't really come from this island, you know. You know what I mean? Maybe you can tidy up a little bit, or A, B, or C. But once that started to emerge, that's where these problems started from. And when we made that podcast episode, this is what we were saying. We were getting ready for Carnival at the time, and this is why the conversations were coming out. But this is a real thing, people.
Where Afrobeats is winning over dancehall right now, because
Things that we said in the throwback.
Offensive. They're not to chop off this. They're not influencing crime. It's just fun, party. Look what kind of car I'm driving. I'm flossing, and just keep it fun.
And after Reggae Month, they're also reminders that Jamaica's best-known cultural export has seen better days back home, whilst also losing momentum on the international stage, as overseas purveyors of the genre gain more traction.
The other day, Chronix was doing a thing, and it was so fantastic. And then a crop of musicians come up.
Chronix is one of the positive things that came out of this generation.
The young people are not focused on our culture. Them still eat ackee and saltfish and dumpling and green banana, you know. But I don't know what's happening with them on the reggae music. I think they don't know, and they should be told more often. You need someone who write some songs about some social thing we're going, and not the social thing where them are post on social media and things culturally us. It touch people globally because they can relate to it.
To be frank, I think infrastructure in our music industry is a big part of that. There's not enough managers. There's not enough engineers. Even when it comes to stage shows, I don't think we can put on 10 solid professional concerts like an Intimate or a Vibes Cartel. You see the type of production that Vibes Cartel had at the stadium with Downsound and Joseph and Scatter. Can we do 10 shows like that? Every Jamaican that is interested in the music business, they feel like them have to be an artist. We need cameramen, we need journalists. How many of those kids are we mentoring?
That's
Jamaica,
a fact.
I'm telling you guys, young kids, there's many different parts of the music business that you can learn than being an artist, because not everybody can sing and DJ, but there are many other parts that you can enjoy music, being on the platform, and also make an impact on our genre.
That's a fact. Very, very good piece of content, TVJ. Very good, very well put together. You're definitely late to the conversation, but better late than never. So what I'll say is this before we go back into this all-important flashback. What I will say is this. Everything that was said here is facts. You know, Afrobeats, it's a feel-good, upbeat, happy. Right now, the place that the world's in, it needs some healing. It needs some happiness, and Afrobeats have filled that void. More power to them. Now, in this flashback you're going to watch, I made a comment, and I just want to clarify it now before we get into this. So in this comment, I said that Afrobeats hasn't yet seen the rise of their version of a Bob Marley yet. Now, at the time when I said this, I didn't clarify what I meant, and a lot of people got upset because they said that Burna Boy is that guy. Now, hear what I'm saying, and I'm going to clarify it. Bob Marley brought about a message in his music. So the reason why Bob Marley became the number one thing on planet Earth at the time is because the message that he was bringing a message. So it wasn't just feel good music. He was uplifting people. He was bringing a powerful message. Now, Burna Boy makes feel good music. I don't believe that he's bringing a message of upliftment from Africa or none. I'm not saying that he don't have a few songs that do that. I'm just saying that he's not that type of artist, and that's okay. What I was getting at is modern Afrobeats, when they have that guy who's bringing about that message of upliftment for Africans globally, that guy is going to be the biggest thing planet Earth has ever seen, and that is coming, and that's what I was getting at. Now, in regard to dancehall, the cleanup of it is simple. Artists need to rediscover their identity. artists need to take it back to the beginning and start to understand what it is they come from and who it is they are. I'm not into dancehall like I was at one point, but for me, he's still the leading artist in dancehall. That's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. That says an awful lot. That a man behind prison bars, yeah, is the leading artist in a genre. I was watching Skilly Bang's interview on academics, and all he's talking about is how influenced he is by Vybz Kartel. Okay. So you got to think the level of celebrity that my man is, the level of talent that my man has to even keep the crown from behind prison bars. You see what I'm saying? But I think that dancehall itself has fallen off crazy.
Talk to me.
Crazy, Steve. Dancehall, yeah. Today's dancehall, and I don't want to sound, just before I get into this segment, yeah, I don't want to sound like one of them old school, you know that man back in the day we used to have James Brown and
but
I'm not that guy.
But
so
even
just before we start
I know you're not. I know where you're gonna
and
go.
I'm gonna give you the examples too.
And I know where you're gonna go. Just before you go in though.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about this, so we're gonna bring it to
Let's
the
go.
show.
We're gonna go all the way.
Okay, we can go back any year though. There's always been an element of slackness in it. But as time progressed, the slackness kind of overtook everything. You know what I'm trying to say?
1000%.
Go through.
Okay, so take it to my childhood, yeah. 90s. I think 90s was late. I mean, I can't talk about the 80s I went about, but 90s as a child, it was anthem after anthem. Big tune after. He even had tunes, yeah.
Baby, till I lose control. Till my lose control. Yo, sorry. Go ahead.
All right, cool. So, back in them days, it was nothing but anthem after anthem.
Bible facts?
In dancehall. I just want to have the convo. It was nothing but anthem after anthem. Dancehall was leading by a country mile after hip hop. It was dancehall and reggae by a country mile. There was no question. You even had one-hit wonders that had anthems all throughout the 90s. 2000s coming, similar sort of thing. It started changing direction. Then you had the dancing element that came in. The dancing element was always there, but it came in where that had a dominance. So every song was about dancing.
Yeah.
What had happened after that, yeah, is I think dancehall got too influenced, Stephen, by what was going on in the States. When there was a point in dancehall when certain things were not normal in dancehall, things like, man, you know, oral, let's just keep it like
Fellatio.
that. Fellatio was something that was not promoted in dancehall amongst women or men.
Carter made that big still.
That's massive now. Fellatio is just normal. There's songs where family like the facts of this, because we're gonna get into this, you know, and we're gonna get into this.
Sometimes when I link my girl, I push together the beds and she have to give me a quick heads.
Is that a real lyric?
Nah, I just made it up. It could be though. It could be though, innit?
I couldn't even say what the real lyrics are now.
The mad.
But what's happened is, Stephen, dance hall had a lack of subject matter. Let's keep this thing 1,000. At one point, dance hall, these were the topics. Smoking weed. I'm a big ganja man. Burning out, whatever word you want to use.
LB, yeah.
Burning out a certain lifestyle.
Community, yeah.
And then how much of a bad man as you are. That's what...
And jealous.
Yeah, so being a bad man, a jealous, a big weed man, and burning out certain lifestyles, that was the only topic. That was the only topics at one point in dancehall.
True.
That was it. So what had happened now, I'm going to keep it real to you, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
A man lives in this world, yeah? And it's nothing but doom and gloom. And even if your life's not doom and gloom, yeah? You're at work. People are just bawling about how much they ain't got no money, how broke they are. You know, most households bawling about, you know, crying about how there's no money, how tough times are. You turn on the TV, the news, It's all about how tough things are, cost of living. You go onto the internet to watch a one YouTube video. It's nothing but debt collection
Do you need to
relief
pay their loan?
services. That's all you're seeing. So when it comes to entertainment, yeah, if I've got a choice to take my mind away from a certain mindset. So if I'm going to put a movie on or I'm going to put an album on, I want to hear something that's going to take me as far away from a certain reality. Dancehall weren't doing that no more. It was getting to the point you'd throw in dancehall and it was like, yo, what these men even talking about? What these men even on about? There's nothing even relatable in this. Then what happened? And then, let's keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
You jump into a man's whip. I remember when the change happened. You jump into a man's whip. I remember the first time I heard, what was that tune? It was Davido. Happy music, feel good music. I'm not saying dancehall don't have an element of that, but the element of that had been taken over by non-dancehall artists. You see what I'm saying? So the anthem started being made by a Barbadian or a Justin
Still happens
Bieber.
now. There's a tune bubbling right now called Taliban, which is by a St. Kitts brother, but you'd think he was Jamaican.
Oh, that's where dancehall went. So at that point when dancehall never had no identity and they were struggling for topics, Afro beats, it's happy music, it's feel good music.
Yeah.
That's now the leading. That's now the leading music.
Yeah. That's our lyrics. That's
That to me that
that was the first Burna Boy I heard still.
after hip hop, it's now Afro beats. Facts. And the reason for that is because of the reason for a lot of other things that Caribbean man lose their hand on. Is that man messed around too much?
Well, I know
Facts.
of this large event that happens different places all over the world every year called Afro Nation. I'm still waiting for Jamaica Nation.
They have festivals, but
Not on that scale.
not on that scale and not that captures the hearts and minds of the youth. Because Afro Nation is predominantly under 40s.
That's what I'm saying. But even now, like I said, if we're talking about we want to talk about the contents of dancehall, even like you said, it shifted, so it was all bun out them and I'm a ganja planter, yeah, my ganja for all them things, weed man, galley, man a galley, yeah, man a galley, yeah. Come on to a ring and again to a king, and a galley swing, and then anyway, yeah. And then what is it now? It's where it's coming. Chop. Me a chop the line. Come me have to get me thing and grind. Me have to buy me clock sunshine. So it's chopping, scamming, bird. Which works but doesn't work because does the whole world relate to chopping?
No.
And scamming?
Small percentage of people.
Yeah, that's what Bounty said that. He was saying a lot of sense in in that interview that we were talking about that quoted earlier. But some of it did seem like man was hating a little bit. But
It was bitterness, fam.
yeah, no, I'm talking.
Yeah.
No, facts. No, but the reason I said it like that though is because he was talking facts and there was bitterness in there as well.
Yeah.
So when him say, yeah, that's our lyrics. Yeah, it's lyrics, but yeah, it's lyrics. But then he said that as well. Like, who relate? The whole world can't relate to. Does the whole world scam and chop line and all them thing there? Can't all relate to that.
Listen.
I remember when Clarks was the thing.
The song.
Yeah.
Okay.
The shoes always been the
Okay.
thing. Come on, G.
Okay.
I had to look. I thought I had someone now, but it's Adidas.
It's melody, but you know what it is though? I remember the first time I heard that Joanna song, I was in Thailand, yeah, doing about 100 on the freeway, on the motorway. See what I'm saying?
Man's in the States.
It's actually called freeway over there still.
Oh, okay.
So I'm blowing and this tune comes on. The beats kicking. I didn't even know what the man was saying.
I remember how it goes.
But the melody, it just sounded, it was just happy, a happy vibe. And that is why Afro beats now, and just like I said to you before the show started, Stephen,
yes,
Afro beats is still in its infancy, you know. they still have not had their Bob Marley yet. Just let that sink in for a minute.
By that, what do you mean? You mean individuals who are bigger than the genre?
The individual who's outgrown the genre, where he's commercialized beyond belief. He's bigger than the genre almost. Bob Marley was bigger than reggae.
Yeah.
Facts. We weren't even alive during that time.
He was the reggae.
He had outgrown the genre itself to where he was just Bob Marley.
Yeah.
He was just Bob Marley and everyone else. That was it. Even though them other mans that like from that era,
The harder
Jacob
they
Miller,
come, the harder
Jimmy
they fall.
Cliff, he's probably a few years before. But if you check around that time, you still had your Jacob Millers. He's meant to be family to us as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Family to like he's meant to be family. I don't know how the thing goes, but you still had your Jacob Millers. You know what I mean? There were still singers around that time that a man's a legend, you know. A man's a top singer, but Bob Marley was the commercial version of that. And I'm saying Afrobeat still ain't got that, but Bashment did allow, they lost their hold on the music, in my opinion. I think that the lack of subject matter, the fact that it got to a point where, you know, if you got young children, when you start getting to your late 20s, your late 20s, early 30s, and you start having children and all that, and the children are in the car, and you've got a problem of, I can't even play that. I can't play that because at one point it was just, you'd put a song in and it was just raw, like, yo, suck my hood. You would just raw like that, just raw.
I saw you tight, girl. Turn around, girl. Sit down on it, girl. Spin around, girl. Suck it off, girl.
Man, that can't run. That can't run.
Man, have to throw on some round, baby, round, spinning around. It's from some Sugar Babes and that, bro.
Now, if you throw on an Afrobeat song, I'm not saying that a man ain't talking slackness. I don't know if a man's talking slackness, but if he is, it's not raw.
Last, the way we're gonna have a breakfast, shy up.
Happy business,
You can play that, man.
Happy business. I don't even know what. Outside of that last at the start,
I don't know.
All I know is that one beat comes in and it's just feel good music. That's what sells music.
Come on,
I don't even know what men say.
You know what I say.
But I know it's something happy. Because when you look at the brother, he's smiling off dancing.
From ear to ear.
I don't want to watch no video with 20 men with the same color bandana talking about brothers who live across the road that they hate. That started to creep into dancehall too as well. Let's keep it real. In one bit, that's what happened. So when we really think about it, yeah, because I know the conversation started off about cartel, but when you really think about it, a man's in prison as the biggest artist.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. A man's in prison as the biggest artist. That's why dancehall's not the leading genre after hip hop anymore. And the facts that, like I said, it was anthem after anthem, anthem after anthem. My daughters just came back from yard. When she was going to yard, yeah, all that man was getting her ready for is, yo, put on that Shabba Ranks tune, playing all of that. But what could I play to her in today?
Mr. Loverman, Shabba.
See what I'm saying?
Don't tell lover.
What can I play for her today?
Yeah. What can you play today?
What could I play today? And I'm just asking her, I'm not attacking nothing. I'm asking a question because I would like to be enlightened. I played her Ding-a-ling-a-ling. You know that tune?
Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Oh, yeah, I know that tune.
Played that tune. She started warming up to that. That's what was her warm up to Jamaica. Now, I want to know, what would I have played to her in 2023? I'd say like a 5-year window. Oh, all right, let me even go deeper than that. A 10-year window. So you've got from now
to 2010
to 2013, play a song to get a youth ready for yard. That's my daughter's first time. She went to yard, went to the places where her grandparents are from and family are from and this, that, and the third. What would I play in 2023 to get her ready? That's the kind of conversation them dancehall brothers should be having. Because back in the 90s, you'd have struggled, yeah? Matter of fact, dancehall was that bubbling in the 90s, yeah? That every year, right here in the UK, they would have a best hits for dancehall.
Facts.
Don't you remember all that song, Anything for You and all that snow? Tune was big. Don't you remember that song? All them songs was anthems, and all I'm saying now, and I'm saying this as a fan, those days have gone. This is what happens when you have gatekeepers in a genre. You got gatekeepers that man are just arguing back and forth. Ego runs the genre, and what happens? The genre eventually dies out. Because at the minute now, although the genre is still bubbling, I can look at the crocodile teeth video and see man was influenced by the Chirac movement.
Drill.
That's drill. That's dancehall drill. Now I'm saying if I want to listen to man warring, I'm gonna go straight to Chirac music. There's man actually, if you want to hear that kind of music, go straight. There's man rapping about brother.
Go straight to the source.
Go straight there. But I don't want to hear a man in my home country rapping about beef with a man across the road. I can't hear that. I can't support that. Chicago, it's an effed up place, yeah, real bad. However, that's the situation. That's the cards they've been dealt. Yard, I get what you say, but that's not their thing. That ain't their thing. That's not their thing to wear collared bandanas.
Not such a rampant
It's too
scale.
small. It's not their thing. I'm not saying gang violence, all of that happens, but that's not their thing. And what I'm saying is, when man started being influenced by Lil Wayne and when all that started to happen, dancehall was on its way out. Because remember, them mans were raw as well. Lil Wayne and them mans would say things on songs, just like raw, about threesomes and all kind of things. And when dancehall broke that imaginary wall down, a man started talking like that. Yo, and then the Afro beats, yo, that's in its infancy. I reckon less than 5%. I think we ain't even seen where that's gone yet. That's going crazy. That's going differently. They have not had their Drake yet. They haven't had it. People might say Burner, he's a star, superstar, but they haven't had it yet, and it's coming. And when that comes, that's when man are gonna see.
They got big names that are top of my head. You got Wizkid, Burner, you got Davido. I know they're three giants in the team.
Massive, but they still ain't had their Drake, their Bob Marley yet. They haven't had it. It's coming.
Their MJ.
It's coming. And what I'm saying is that's what happened with dancehall. So when I look at a man like Cartel now, it's like that was a recipe for disaster. The number one talent. This is why I say when you have a music where man want to be on the road as well. So Cartel, he's talented, man. He's one of the best dancehall artists that's ever lived. Lyrically, most rappers can't touch my man. Like,
Facts.
He's on a, like, as far as his wordplay, yeah, he's on a Nas level. But like literally, if he can literally spit about anything.
Imagine a verses with Cartel, blood.
He's a talented artist who can put lyrics to anything. However, the problem is when a man like that, with that level of talent, still wants to be a Don. Because you remember when we was round there, round my man's place, and I think a brother said to me, he's like, yo, this is my man's place. He runs around here.
Oh, Portmore, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, he runs around, and I'm like,
with them young fish and Goatmore. Yeah,
you run around here as an artist, it shouldn't even be a thing. Like, I know it happens, but what happens then is you tricked out of your position because you're playing Mafia boss.
Yeah.
And that's how that genre died from. I'm being real, the genre was dead. It's regressed to what it was. It's gone backwards. In the 90s, the 90s, bashment was gone, clear. Man, in Germany, all over the world, Italy, everyone was emulating it.
Japanese.
Crazy. Now look.
Imagine a place that makes anime, G, which is beyond global. They love the dancehall culture, man.
The dancehall culture is crazy, man, but it's there. It's dying. I'm not going to say it's dead. It's about to go supernova. For those who know what that is, you know what it means. It's about to go supernova.
Collapse star business.
Collapse star, failed star, because what it is they lost the purpose of the music. The purpose of the music is to be happy. I'm not saying a man ain't going to spit about certain things. There's room for that, you know. There's room for the bad man talk. There's room for burning up certain things. There's room for girlies talk. There's room for all of that. But it can't be the dominant topics. That's the problem. And that's what happened to R&B. Same way I'm talking R&B, happened in R&B. R&B was meant to be about love. It was meant to be about, yo, I want to wine with this woman. I'm in love with her. I love this woman. R&B was about that. Then when you started bringing in man like Trey songs and all that, where it was just like, yo, I want to F this girl. I want to F this bitch. That's what it become.
Facts.
That's what it, and when it became that,
I like the little
it's
bit of
game over.
mystery. Last night I was inside of you. You know what I'm tuning there from?
That was real R&B.
Last night I made love. I saw the sun, the moon, the mountain.
Who's spitting it like? Who's really singing like that now? And that's what I'm saying. And man, even the baddest man, you got, all right, all these men are talking all this. All right, say you're a bad man, you hate everyone, you got a million Remingtons in your yard. Why don't we ever cover the part where you love somebody? And that's what I'm saying. That kind of music. Even the hardest, man, you throw it on and he's going to remember, that was that girl I love, yeah, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. And I'm saying, when you try and go against that, because remember when all that, the R&B and all that, R. Kelly helped mash up R&B too. The Kells era, that helped mash up R&B too. The tunes were big, but he had left that early 90s R. Kelly and started talking all kind of madness. Kells. And you remember all that when he was with the rappers. Yeah. And when that happened, it killed the R&B genre.
Girl, there ain't nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. Girl, there ain't nothing wrong. Hey, hey.
When it went from that.
Girl, I know just what you want. And you sorry, go on.
When it went from that to where it was just like about bitches and whores.
But you know what it was?
Once that happened, sorry.
Yeah, go on.
The lane was open.
True. But if we're using the example of R. Kelly, if you go back and analyze even some of his earlier stuff, he had things like, I believe I can fly and step in the name of love.
I wish, bare tunes.
Yeah, he had bare tunes, but even in his early days, you could see like the elements of over-sexualization creeping in. You know what I'm trying to say? Till it fully just took over, man. He's going nuts, man. Remember Aaliyah's first thing, age is just a number, blood. Man's in the back, out of focus like a creep.
Yeah, that was a creep. He was a creep. Because age ain't no numbers. If you listen to it now and you know what he was doing, I'm just saying that these genres, that's how they die. That's how they die. And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a point where it's like, okay, I get what you're saying. That does have a place in the music. But when you make it where it's mainly about that, that's how it died, man. That's how dancehall died. And the Afro beats, like I said, people want to escape their reality. You see what I mean? If a man's broke, nothing's going in, you know what I mean? Nothing's happening at all. Why would you want to watch The Pursuit of Happiness? That's just going to make you feel even worse. You're going to want to watch some geezer who's broke and walks into 100 million because you want to leave, you want to escape that reality. And what I'm saying is, dancehall stopped doing that. It left out the happy aspect of the music. Once the happy aspect of the music went, it was wide open for all of the nonsense to come in. A Cartel, I think, was one of the last few original dancehall artists, because he's a dancehall artist who's heavily influenced by hip-hop, which I understand because, hip-hop did come from dancehall.
Yeah.
He was overly influenced by the tattoos and the whole Lil Wayne era. If you was to even chat to him...
He's got a tune, Coloring Book even says that. I got more tattoos than Lil Wayne.
Yeah, because he was really, really excited with their mans. And once that kind of way of coming in where man didn't mind... I remember one time in dancehall, it was about not doing certain things and then it became about doing certain things. And that's what killed it, because in one time, a little girl could be in the car and there's a shabba playing, You see what I'm saying? There's a shabba playing, but you could play a clean version. But these man have gone, them dancehall man went full retard, meaning they went to a point of just saying, there was just certain things where a man was just saying things raw. And when it gets to that level, the music dies. And I think Cartel as an artist, yeah, when you allow a man behind bars to be the dominant force in the music, which I'm not saying that someone somewhere said, yo, we're going to make Cartel the number one artist, But when a man like that becomes the number one artist from prison, that's an issue. That's an issue.
Mazalina.
And that's what happens. And that's why I say that man have to just kind of be careful in how they're moving forward, because that genre was dominant.
Cake, you know what it is though? I feel like it kind of didn't move with the times. It kind of got, it's like Ice Age, it kind of froze and just became its own thing. Because like going back to the earlier example, how like not the main, what's the main context? The main context right now is scamming. You know what I'm trying to say? Like everyone can't relate to that. But like you said, if you flip it to the Afro beats, everyone knows happiness. Everyone might know love or wants to experience love. You know what I'm trying to say? You have to think about these things. Obviously, yes, you can make tunes for you and your people then, but blood, you can't be trying to, I live on this road, yeah. I can't just be, I want to blow, I want to be the biggest rapper. I'm sick, you know, I got the talent. But all I want to do is make music for me and my 10 mates on the cul-de-sac. The music, it's not going to leave the cul-de-sac, man.
Or it will only travel to other cul-de-sacs. And even if it does...
If you're lucky.
Yeah. Because really when we really think about it, yeah, that's what drill is. Drill's literally, yeah, if you listen to them, man, in the shy rap drill scene, I'm talking about, forget all what's
we're not
going
from
on today.
63rd.
If you listen to them guys, yeah, even that line you just said, we're not from 63rd, he's talking about the FBG boys, yeah.
Over the road, innit?
Mans that he went to school with, guys that he knows personally, played PlayStation with, know his mom, know the brothers, play basketball. It's mans they know. So they started just making songs like, yo, you see my man over there? He killed my cousin. Said a song, make a song where it's about what I'm gonna do when I run into him. That's what sliding means. Yo, I'm gonna slide, spin in the block. All these things are Chicago talk. So a man in Chicago sitting down and say, yo, I'm gonna spin the block on the man there, you know, yo, set up the mic, set up this laptop and that. Watch all them early Chief Keefs. He's in a yard. Man's on the Mac.
I don't like. Look how much money in the house.
Yeah,
I don't like. Man's forgetting them videos and that.
Listen, there's a video, yeah. Listen, there's a video called Exposing Me by FBG Doc and Ruger. It's called Exposing Me. There's man in that video, yeah. When the video was filming, had straps on them, ready to move that night for the old block guys. That's how serious it is. So these guys are making songs talking about a man across the road and filming the video. Really, they just want him to see it. So he knows, yo, but then that video goes viral. That's what drill is. That's what drill is. That video, no. So he's just chatting about you, you know. Yo, I'm just saying lyrics of, yo, when I catch you, yo, it's mad. That video's gone viral. You're now a rapper. So you're when you think, yo, when's my man making the next one? When's my man making the next song? And then it would just be a situation of man are making songs, going at each other. Now, the problem with that is it caught on globally. And then you had other, like you said, cul-de-sacs. Yo, I don't like them man over there. Set up the camera. Yo, happened in England, New York, this place, that place. You got Italian drill now.
Yeah, drill's gone global.
You see what I'm saying? But it started from that. You see what I'm saying? So bashment now, yes, there was always elements of sex, no problem. Sex happens. I'm here because of sex. You're here because of sex. Every soul watching this is here because of sex. However, there has to be a way of talking about these things innocently. I'm not saying don't have some full, dumb, all-out songs on some parts of the album. That should be somewhere where you find it on the album, not your single. That shouldn't be the thing you shoot a video to. I'm not saying the odd. You remember back in the day, a man would be watching TV and after certain hours it was tip drill and them kind of videos. You remember that video, tip drill, Nelly. So you got tip drill and all these things going in now, but that was going in whenever you'd have to come sneak downstairs to
after
put that
the
on.
Watershed and all that.
You had to put them things on when mum and dad's gone to bed. But now them things are on in the day. And I'm not saying it's not no problem, but that's why it's not a leading art form anymore. And if you check it with Afro beats, and again, I only know the commercial stuff, so maybe I'm not the best qualified to speak about their content, but the songs I do hear, no matter what them man are chatting about, it's presented in a happy way. The beats are presented in a happy way. The lyrics are presented, the melodies presented in a happy way. You see what I'm saying? So a man's listening to that Drogba song, big, that tune's big, you know. Massive tune. I couldn't recite I couldn't recite nothing to you besides the Joanna bit. And when he's talking about why you gonna do me like Drogba, yeah. I don't even know what he's saying, but it's a big tune. Massive tune, man.
What? Yeah, I remember.
So, with that being said, yeah, that's what Bashment was. That's what, like you said, I said 90s, you was able to reel off a bag of different songs. And you was born in the 90s. So that's showing you something. Give me something from the last 10 years, one. Please.
Straight, last 10 years. Hold on. I have to think.
He's going to say straight jeans and fitted.
Yeah, I can't remember that comment now.
But what I'm saying to you now, would you put that next to
I got
Mr.
loads.
Lover? A Mr. Lover, man.
No. Oh, we talk. Yo, are you saying
Anthems.
like? Are you trying to say name a classic?
Last 10 years, just give me something dancehall that I can play. Just help me out. Give me
That you can play.
That I can give, that I can tell. Like next time my youths are going yard, I can say, yo, this is what's bubbling. Yo, what can I don't want to have to go back to
the ever blessed Pum Pum. I gotta go with you. My God. The ever blessed Pum Pum. That's a cartel as well. Obviously, you can't play.
It's a big tune.
There's a clean version though. Yeah. But Cake, that's how it is now. A lot of the times, even if we're talking about cartel, you'll check it because he dropped a new thing in it and he had a couple tunes on there. But one of them, like, you'll have a clean version and you'll have the real version that you want to hear. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's gone. They never used to do that back in the day. There was one version.
Facts.
Now you gotta clean up your act for radio, TV, all them thing there.
And that's why them man's let it go.
You can play what can you play in the car? You can play Pressure by Vibes Care. What you know about pressure? What you know about Try Pan Bean? What you know about, you can play that in the car.
But you know, with them songs there, I would say that there was a space for them songs.
Long
like
time
them days.
you suffer.
But I'm only talking about anthems though. Anthems. All I'm saying is the Mr. Lover, man. Forget that. I'll give man anything for you. The anything for you. If man's even, I can even go lower than that. I can even go lower than that.
Saddest day of my life is when you never with a broken heart. I was feeling the pain.
But what I'm saying, if you think about it in a show, you may have bursted out singing 5-6 songs, but they're all from the 90s. I'm saying,
Classics, man.
Do that with something in the last 10 years is the answer that we can't do it. I'm not on about Flo Rida or Rihanna or a man born in yard.
Apple bottom jeans.
I'm saying,
with the fur.
I'm not on about none of them. I'm not on about none of that. I'm saying a Jamaican artist.
I'm trying to think of a clean one.
A smash hit after 2013. I know before that, if you're talking the early 2000s, that's when it was dying. I'm talking, so early 2000s, you're talking about On the River and songs like that. That was the last anthems in dance. So I'm saying the last 10 years, something comparable to even a On the River. I'm not going to say Pon the River. And On the River, give me something, even a level.
Collapse was 2010. Where the remix was 2010. I'm trying to think, it was hard.
There you go. You know, man, only comes.
I might listen to things every day.
You're a Bashment guy. That's what I'm saying to you. I know you listen to everything, but you know Bashment. That's what I'm saying. The last 10 years, something comparable to back then. Just like how Tory Lanez sampled that Everyone Falls in Love sometimes.
Yeah.
Now you tell me what can be sampled 10 years from now, from this decade. That's all I want to know. Just one song, one major smash that dancehall's produced in the last 10 years. We're struggling. Because even them cartels, they're all big tunes, but none of them are anthems. None, not even one, are anthems.
Yeah, they haven't. No, it's what like. Yeah, I'm not arguing, but I feel like we said earlier, it's a subject matter because man's who are into it. So you'll go to the dance, it'll play pirate radio, it'll play on a man's playlist, it'll play in a man's car, it'll play. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. But internationally, it won't travel like that.
Okay, and that's good.
To people who aren't necessarily fans,
and I understand that. But you see, back in them days, man were winning Grammys. In them,
Beanie Man Grammys.
So I'm saying that it's almost regressed. The music's almost gone backwards.
True. Skilly did win a Mobo the other day, but true.
Mobo.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that's the equivalent. A Mobo versus a Grammy.
But I'm saying them mans from that era actually won real Grammys. Shabba won a Grammy, you know.
No, me no.
Yeah,
Shabba,
that's what I'm saying. Shabba, Beanie, couple of them. I think Junior Gang has won one.
I think so.
I'm just saying them.
Probably he's done enough tunes. Done bare stuff with Nas, man.
This is what I'm saying. So I'm only talking about
and
anthems. That's it. Nothing
Bobby
else.
Brown as well. Beautiful, here we are again.
Oh, he won a Grammy.
You know. No, I'm just saying. I'm just remembering that tune.
Oh, okay.
Bobby Brown, he might have won a Grammy from back in the blood because he had a good career, man.
Yeah, he had a good run.
So he might have done actually.
He had a very good run. Ended early, but he had a good run.
Yeah.
All I'm saying, again, I'm only speaking on facts. Only there's certain things that cannot be duplicated. They cannot be, and I'm saying that 90s, that's what I said at the start of the convo. This is not back in them days. Nah, it's not that. Because there's smash hits for hip hop. There's smash hits for certain other genres. But I'm saying dancehall was the leading genre after hip hop, dancehall and reggae. That was the leading genre, black-wise anyway, after hip hop. I put hip hop with R&B as one.
Yeah.
But after hip hop, it was dancehall, reggae. Them mans let that go by messing around. Messed around, let it go. Let it go.
Let it go. Let it go.
It just became to a point like talk about anything. And once that happened, that's why dancehall is where it is now. And the Afro beats is in its infancy. It's going to be crazy, the madness that genre would do.
Watch a girl move with the slim legs and the fat body. Me want to slap it up and give her the Kawasaki. Wait a minute.
Yo, I was in the carnival with you, man, yeah.
gang. We say that business, yeah.
It was in the carnival and one tune just played and it was, the song just, Raw was saying, come F me. That's what the song said. You just in the dance, kids, everything. A man just put a song on where a girl was saying, come F me, come F me, come F me, come F me.
Wife Carter.
No, it's a girl.
I think.
Not that.
Yeah,
You're on about that come breed me.
Not that one.
This was just Raw, just come F.
Oh, yeah.
F-U-C-K, man. And I remember just standing up thinking, I was standing up, yeah, and some little girls were whining and I just thought to myself, and I thought,
why do you even know them songs?
Yeah. I didn't hear it, you know. I mean, I've never heard it before.
I mean the girls.
But remember, if they're a fan of the music, if you're a fan of the culture, if you're a fan of the music, yeah, you can only be a fan. Yeah, you listen to everything. Because remember, there were songs that did toe the line back then, but it weren't nothing too crazy. Even if it was a little bit left certain things to the imagination. Even if a man did start to hook in certain things, now it's just gone hip hop levels.
For the dogs.
And that's it, man. That's it.
You talk to security to come in or them something.
Yeah. So you see it? Right now we're in
One
some
policeman right there. Yeah, where are they, me, yo?
Boxfield we're in right now, man. Biggs, that's my bridge and Biggs from long time, man. What I'm saying. You can't just come Jamaica and lock up in hotel. You have to come down to the hood, man. That's what I'm saying. You can't be scared of your own black people, man. That's what I'm saying.
And about 900 or 2% location proximity to the home addresses they submitted.
Watch that dog there.
In order to minimize long transportation hauls, such as this is speaking.
Don't worry, I'm good.
Come on,
Yo.
Some students were placed in technical, primary and junior high.
I don't like the gold band, so I don't like having on the gold band, yeah. I'm coming into these kind of areas because what happens is people see the gold band and think you got money, but you ain't really got no money, you get me? You get what I'm saying? You just...
Yeah, man, the next year. No, them man not smoke.
Right, now listen, what I'm trying to say, you don't just come to Jamaica, yeah, and go into hotels, you get what I'm saying? You have to come into hood places. But what the problem is now, enough man come here, they're locked up in the hotel, they don't come and mess with the locals. You see I'm out here, I come and deal with the locals, you get me? Got gold band on my wrist, which I don't like because people see that and think you got money. We ain't got no money, man. We come in here and we show love to the hood.
Level. You could have seen us like the judge in the court, black or white like the color of the coke. You don't like your girl, you could not get up and a sing all down in your throat. Start the toast of the running and the smoke. I am actually the one about even one person in the throat must know that song. Never listen, I'm not going to say nothing. Boy, this father story just come down here. Hey, the woman library and a umbrella. Hold them there. Give your mother, father, sister, umbrella. Hold them there. And on a boy song, I feel we song them there. Hold them there. I know me have a sing for the youth, them can be the youth in your done. Listen to the one now, education one, more and listen to me educated. Put that, pick up your damn self.
Where?
Education that are the key. Me know that from me eye I me can read and write, but me don't got no subject. That don't mean that me follow me. Try get some subjects at least 3. Try get subjects at least 3. 39,000 your mother pay for your school fee. If you end up on from that, I'm gonna earn she's up. Take up your book, take up your pen. Now we don't see no shop for education I sell. Before you rub on new puzzle and gel, make sure you're not on new puzzle and spell. Put on the gun, you and one more left them. One more leave them. I've been here at Brain, no one used to me, get used to me. I don't want to go and a girl bring no news to me. I hear me say, we don't know storage, I'm the boss, you know. See the boss, hey. Forward me, I go me now turn back again. Girl run back at me no run back at them. Just wanna sniff on the one storage, give me done that again. Still want one more fi bounce back again. Now see me back a only bounce back again. See the boss, he man a mess the way your boss only see boss. See the boss, set me love on
Right now, it's bad. On rough foot and play the rhythm. The man, them a DJ, girl them a sing. Everybody want a voice when the pretty man a travel now, sell out to the place, to the way, to the answer. Not yet so rich, read it out the back. Love no, ego. I run through the system. Alright. Yeah. Well, yeah, but we are gonna mix up everything in a rough one. Yo. Well, I say I'll be there. I'll do come on night. Some will say I'll just do one the night. Some of us want to fire there. Well, yes, come down. Pull up and come again. Pull up and come again. Pull up with it. What is money with that? Big Celestia. We are starting fire for Berlin. Love it. Tell something. From a battery man, me gonna rinse again. And make them think again. Tell something. Tell that the man and make them stay there. And make them think again. Pull up. Hold on. Me love how me get the opportunity to go on the battery board. Don't feel like you're not going to call up Jamaica. Alright, I do say education, answer there. And me say I've been there all days of my life. We're student queer.